So in this third question of this first exercise, we have the following set of figures along with their respective mirror lines, which represents the line of symmetry given as a dotted line. So we'll have to perform mirror reflection along this dotted line, which is also the mirror line. And once we perform the mirror reflection, we'll see that we'll get the complete figure. Once we get the complete figure, we'll have to name the figure we get. But before we proceed with the mirror reflection of these images, let's see how mirror reflection works and how is it related to the line of symmetry. So let us now see the shapes which we have taken as example. So in the first shape, we see an alphabet, and we can see that a shape has a line symmetry when one half of it is the mirror image of the other half. So let me highlight the mirror line in this particular shape. So this is the mirror line, and we see that when the right side of the shape is being reflected along this mirror line, we'll get the left side of the shape as an image formed in the mirror. So this is how mirror reflection works, and we can see how if this shape is being folded along this line, we'll see that both the left side and the right side of the shape will coincide, making this red line as the line of symmetry. Let us now see what happens in the second figure, which we have here as an example. So if we consider this highlighted red line as the mirror line for this shape, for this figure, we see that how this is the mirror image, which is the reflection of this original image. So we see that both the shapes are exact the same size, it's just that the orientation is different. So whenever we are dealing with mirror reflection, we need to be careful of these left-right changes in the orientation. Let us now use these concepts in the set of figures given in this particular question to complete each of the figure. Now let us take the first figure, figure A, into consideration. So we already see that we have one half of the figure, which is this, and we also have the mirror line, which is this, and we'll have to perform the mirror reflection of this one half to get the other half. So let us see what do we get when we reflect this one half along this mirror line. So this is the other half of the figure which we'll get after mirror reflection. If I just remove this mirror line, you'll see that this now is the complete figure, which represents a square, which we get as the complete figure in this figure A. Let us now see what happens in figure B. Now again in figure B, we see that we have one half of the figure as is given here, and if in figure B, if we use this mirror line for the reflection of this one half, this would be the other half of the figure, and hence this would be the complete figure after mirror reflection. And also we see that if we fold this figure along this mirror line, we'll see that both these two halves will coincide, making this red line as also the line of symmetry. So to answer this question, once we get the complete figure, we see that it forms a triangle. Let us now see in part C, if we perform mirror reflection for this half using this as the mirror line, what are we going to get? So if we perform reflection, this would be the other half and would be the mirror reflection of the first half of the figure. If we remove this mirror line, we see that this figure is now complete and is known as a rhombus, where we also see that if we fold the figure about this line, we'll see that both the equal parts of the figure will coincide, making this red line again as the line of symmetry. Hence the figure which we get as the complete one in figure C is nothing but a rhombus. Now in figure D, as we see this particular diagram, And if we highlight the mirror line and we perform the reflection of this half, we'll see that this would be the reflection of the other half, making this diagram as a circle. And if we fold this figure about this line, we'll see that both the paths will coincide, making this red line as the line of symmetry. And this figure which we obtained in part D is known as a circle. Moving on to part E, if we reflect this half, the first half of the figure, using this as the mirror line, we'll see that the other half would be this. If we remove the mirror line, we see that it's nothing but a pentagon because it has 5 sides, and this is the complete figure. And also we see that this is the other half and this line acts as the line of symmetry for this figure. Hence, the figure which we get in this part E is a pentagon. Let us see what do we have in the final figure of the question, which is figure F. In figure F, if we see the first half of the figure, which is this one, and we highlight the mirror line, we'll see that the other half of the figure would be this, where this mirror line also acts as the line of symmetry for this figure. And this figure which we got in this part F is nothing but an octagon because it has 8 sides. So these are the different ways, like how can we find the complete figure if we know the concept of mirror reflection and how is it related to the line of symmetry, and hence this is how we can answer question number 3.
To learn more about how Cuemath can help you crack school and board exams, explore Cuemath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.